Every long-running horror franchise has at least one laughably bad sequel, whether it be the storyline, the characters, or the setting. Look at films like Jason X, Halloween, Resurrection, or perhaps Seed of Chucky, though that one might have been intentional. It's sort of a rite of passage at this point for big franchises to have at least one sour edition. After all, when you have so many movies, they can't all be winners. But at least most franchises call it quits at some point and realize they're sort of losing grip of the movie. But when it comes to 1979's The Amityville Horror, it has yet to reach that point and now boasts upwards of 30 movies. You may assume at least the majority of these 30 sequels would all have to do with the original story in some way. After all, they all have Amityville in the title. But you would be wrong. Very, very wrong. What is the true story behind the Amityville Horror? Unlike most based on a true story horror movies, which simply use the tagline to draw in audiences and intrigue, the Amityville Horror is actually based on a true story. Amityville is a real town in Long Island, New York. Sitting at 112 Ocean Avenue, the Dutch colonial may look beautiful from the outside, but inside it is the site of some truly horrific events. The house was purchased by the DeFeo family in 1965, and they remained living there until 1974 when Ronald DeFeo Jr., the oldest of the DeFeo children, inexplicably murdered his entire family in the middle of the night. A year later, the Lutz family bought the house, but lasted only 28 days before fleeing due to supernatural ongoings. The experiences the Lutz family claimed to have had while living in the house are bone-chilling and the stuff of nightmares. George Lutz reportedly woke up at 3:15 a.m. every single night, which is about the same time Ronald DeFeo Jr. committed the murder of his family. They smelt strange odors, witnessed green slime oozing from the walls, and had cold spots throughout the home. And when they had a priest come bless the house, he reportedly heard a voice scream at him to get out. Since the family's reports, many people have expressed their disbelief in their story, while others believe them wholeheartedly. No matter what side you land on, it's not hard to see why the story gains so much traction. Even more so when you remember that Ed and Lorraine Warren investigated the house as well. Whether you think they're credible or complete phonies, there's no denying they're extremely well-known demonologists, all the more so thanks to the Conjuring franchise. The first sequel to kick off the bizarre era of the franchise is Amityville Island, followed shortly thereafter by Amityville Vibrator, which follows a group of people trying to destroy every item that was ever in the Amityville house to hopefully break the curse. Which honestly would be an interesting concept if it weren't for the fact that a vibrator was the last item on their checklist. There's Amityville Vampire, Amityville Cult, Amityville Scarecrow, Amityville in the Hood, which follows some sort of cursed weed, and perhaps the funniest of them all, Amityville Bigfoot. And how can you forget Amityville Karen, Amityville Elevator, and another classic Amityville in space? Because of course we have to go to space at some point in these sequels. And that's just brushing the surface of the Amityville Horror's weird sequels. The majority of the sequels are direct-to-video or posted online in some capacity, and though they don't all have a direct connection to the Amityville Horror, they're still considered a part of the franchise, which is as unfortunate as it is hilarious. The latest edition was in May of 2023, but it's likely not the last. Perhaps we'll get another Amityville movie of substance someday, but until then we can at least get a laugh out of the ridiculous titles within the franchise, because those don't seem to be going anywhere anytime soon.